Welcome to Fan for Racing Radio. I'm Fan for Racing Sharon, and joining us for today is Jay Huseman. Welcome to the show, Jay.
Thank you, Sharon. Excited as always. I know these are a little more limited, but we get to talk about the ARCA Menards West Series. So excited about that, as well as the ASA tour. Those are always fun to talk about as well.
Absolutely. Yes, we're here to preview the ARCA West is going to be racing at Tucson Speedway this weekend, and then also the ASA at Dominion. So we'll talk about both of those series, starting with the ARCA Menards Series. So let's go ahead and get started. The ARCA Menards Series West at Tucson Speedway will race the ARCA Menards Series West 150, presented by the West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame, this Saturday at Tucson Speedway.
And with that, leading the points, we got Trevor Huddleston in at number 50, High Point Racing, Race Car Factory Ford, leading that ARCA Menards Series West Championship standings, going into this third race of the 2020 season. Now, the ARCA in that race would be the ARCA Menards West 150, presented by the West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame at Tucson Speedway. Now, Huddleston scored his sixth career series victory in the season opener at Kevin Hervick's Kern Raceway, and then leads the series standings now by 5 points over Robbie Keneally in the number one Jan's Towing Ford. A pair of Fords here on the West, so I've been talking about them at different levels. They're doing good out in the West Series.
Absolutely. And Robbie Keneally was a guest of ours after that race. And actually, we had Robbie Keneally, and we also had his teammate. It was Kyle Keller and Robbie Keneally. You can find those interviews over at our Fan for Racing Radio YouTube channel under our interview podcast. So those are always there, and you can check those out at our Fan for Racing Radio on YouTube. Now, the last time the ARCA Menards Series West raced at Tucson Speedway was in 2019 with a pair of 100-lap races. Both were won by Derek Kraus driving for Bill McAnally Racing, but Jake Bowman will be driving that number 19 Napa Auto Parts Racing machine this weekend. And Jake Bowman is actually looking to break a victory drought that dates to Cole Moore's victory at All-American Speedway in 2022 to give Bill McAnally Racing organization its 100th ARCA West Series victory. So another organization looking for their 100th victory this weekend.
Well, and that's ironic. You know, we were just talking about that. RCR got theirs, Junior Motorsports, and now we're looking at Bill McAnally Racing. Not surprising. We know what they have meant to the West Series, so hopefully that does happen sooner rather than later. Now, Todd Souza in the number 3 Central Coast Cabinets Toyota, he returns to the cockpit for the first time in 2025. Souza has 6 previous starts at Tucson Speedway with a best finish of 8th, and that was in the first race of 2019.
Okay. Tanner Reif in the number 13 Central Coast Cabinets Toyota sits third in the series standings. He's just 7 points out of the lead and will be making his first career ARCA West start at Tucson. Reif has previous experience at the track, having raced the super late models at Tucson Speedway, and he collected a victory there in 2020 in the super lates.
We also got team owner Jerry Pitts. We want to talk about it. He's fielding a pair of entries, got 2 of them. One for the reigning ARCA Menards Series West Bounty Rookie of the Year, Eric Johnson Jr., who's in the number 5 Sherwin-Williams Toyota. And I'm grinning because that's where Amanda works. And I didn't know they sponsored a car. So, yeah, I'm going to have to find a picture and send it to her. The second car, though, that's going to be for Caleb Schrader in the number 6 Consonus Healthcare Toyota. So, yeah, Jerry Pitts fielding a pair of entries this weekend.
All right. In the number 31 Tri-City Raceway Max Buchanan Foundation Toyota is going to be Tim Goulet. He is making the drive to Tucson from the Rise Motorsports base outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, and he's doing it solo. Goulet is driving the truck to get to Tucson, and will be the team's only crew member at the track, and will drive in the race. So talk about a one-man show. It's Tim Goulet this weekend.
Well, and that one again, I was grinning because Goulet is one of those from the Birmingham area, Tri-City Raceway in Southern Alabama. So making it a one-man show, that's a tough thing. We've seen Rita drive that car as well, but great to see him headed out west. Now, Mariah Boudre, the number 77 RAX MD all-phase construction Toyota, she'll be making her first ARCA Menards Series West start since she finished 15th at the Bullring and Las Vegas Motor Speedway back a couple years ago. That was in 2023.
I thought I'd heard about Mariah Boudreau before, so and that's where it was, at Las Vegas in 2023. Okay, there have been 19 previous ARCA Menards Series West races at Tucson Speedway, and their very first race happened there in 1993. The most recent, we mentioned earlier, was in 2019. Previous winners include Dick Stevens in 1993. In 94, it was Mike Chase, and Ron Hornaday also won there in 94, but he also won in 1996. Bill Sedgwick in 95, Doug George also in 95, Mark Crow in 1996, Gary Collins in 97. It was Gary Smith also winning there in 97. Butch Gilliland in 98, Sean Woodside in 99, Johnny Borneman III in 2001, Noah Gregson in 2015, Ryan Partridge in 2016, Chris Eggleston in 17, Cody Vanderwall won twice in 2018, and Derek Krause won twice in 2019. So that is quite a distinguished list there of winners at Tucson Speedway.
It certainly does, and one you're going to hear more than once, though, is Derek Krause, as he holds the ARCA Menards Series West track qualifying record at Tucson Speedway, set it in 2019 at 89.725 miles per hour, which is a 15.046 second lap.
All right. Now, the ARCA Menards Series West 150, presented by West Coast Stock Car Motorsports Hall of Fame, will be streamed live on Flow Racing this Saturday, April the 5th at 10 p.m. Eastern. That's 7 p.m. local time. Live streaming and scoring data from all on activity is available at arcaracing.com. You can follow at ARCA Racing on X, formerly known as Twitter, for up-to-the-minute updates and information. So it's going to be a good race there, Jay.
Oh, I would have to agree. And I know we're going to jump over to the ARCA Menards Series homepage here and see if there's any other info we missed, as we want to make sure we give you everything we can or have available. And the homepage for the ARCA Menards Series, obviously a great, great resource.
Well, I will say Robbie Keneally is Huddleston's closest pursuer in the West Series through two races. He's behind Huddleston by just 5 points. The only driver who has finished in the top 10 in both ARCA West Series races. Keneally is going to be in that number 1 Ford for team owner Jan Qualkenbush this Saturday at Tucson. And we mentioned Kyle Keller earlier. Kyle Keller finished second to Huddleston at Kern, and he will again be a part of that Qualkenbush team. He'll be piloting the number 71. Tyler Reif and Todd Souza will carry the flag for Central Coast Racing. Reif is set to pilot the number 13, and Souza will be in that number 3. Jake Bowman is scheduled to make his second start of the season for Bill McAnally. Caleb Schrader will make his first ARCA West start behind the wheel of the number 6 Toyota as teammate to Eric Johnson that we mentioned earlier, joining with Jerry Pitts racing this weekend. Other notable entries are Blake Lothian, Cody Dennison, Mariah Boudreau that Jay told you about, and David Smith, along with the one-man team of Tim Goulet this weekend.
So as you said, certainly going to be an interesting race to watch. We got the battle up front, not just for the race win, but establishing the points championship. I know we're only 2 races into what I believe is a 11 to 13 race schedule for the ARCA Menards Series West. And this kind of, again, lays that groundwork and establishes it. A couple of those drivers got a good foundation already at the top of the board, but also some tight action there as well. So look forward to it this weekend.
Now, just a note, too, that pitting is a little bit different for the ARCA Menards Series. Pitting during any caution during this event will be for repairs or adjustments only. No tires can be changed unless damaged and approved by ARCA officials. Positions lost or gained during the pitting on the same lap, unless a penalty or going a lap down on pit road. The tire allotment for this weekend, they can have 8 tires. The maximum number of tires allowed in the pit box during the race is 4. For emergency and all emergency tire changes must be approved by an ARCA officials. So that's per the ARCA rule book. And they get those 8 tires to use during qualifying and practice sessions, but only 4 during the race. So 4 sets, that is. Qualifying, the starting position is set for each car's fastest lap during the general tire pole award qualifying. It's single car qualifying, 2 laps for each car, and then they are impounded after that. So just a few other notes there.
And quick thought on that. I know some fans, and I've been a part of the discussions on the tire allotment for your ARCA Menards Series West. There's a lot of reasons for it. It's a money issue. They're trying to help save the teams by restricting the tires. Drivers, in my opinion, then learn to manage their tires. When you get to the Cup Series and we talk about that, do I like the tire strategy on certain races where they can change? If they save a set, yes. But in the West and East Series here, I think that's a great thing they do. Like I said, it's a financial restraint, but also a teaching thing, because you got to manage your tires. If you burn your tires up and are out of them, you're probably headed to the back and not able to hang on to your car.
Exactly. Now, just so you know about Tucson Speedway, it is a 0.375 mile oval. So with that, I think we're done with the ARCA Menards Series, Jay, unless you have something else.
No, just looking forward to it. And I know we got some bonus stuff for this weekend that we're going to cover with the ASA. So I'm excited for that as well.
Yes, indeed. The ASA is racing this weekend at Dominion Speedway. They are racing the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour, making a debut at Dominion Raceway in Thornburg, Virginia this Saturday night, April 5th. There are currently 22 drivers entered for the Appalachian Sucker Punch 250 presented by Jones Utility. That's with the most of the field having little or no experience at the fast 0.4 of a mile oval. It's safe to say the field is wide open for this short track shootout on Saturday night. I will tell you, I will have qualifying at 4:30 p.m. Eastern time, and then the race starts at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time for that ASA Stars National Tour event, Jay.
Drivers to watch. Some of them, even as a short track fan myself, not as familiar with, some that I am. But so for the fans out there, again, want to start getting these names out there to y'all and you get familiar with who they are. So I'm going to start with Gavin Bushell. He's the current point leader of the Appalachian ASA Stars National Tour. Won the Clyde Hart Memorial season opener at New Smyrna Speedway. In just 6 starts with the ASA Stars National Tour, he already has 1 win, 3 top 5s, and 5 top 10s.
Okay, another driver to watch. He's raced in the ARCA Menards Series a few times. Cole Butcher. He's the most recent winner on the tour, having won the Sunshine State 200 presented by the Appalachian Sucker Punch at Five Flags Speedway. Butcher has 5 wins in 20 starts, and he's finished 2nd and 3rd in the point standings over the past 2 seasons.
Well, this is working out opposite of what I was saying. The ones I'm covering are the ones I'm not as familiar. Sharon's covering the ones I do know, but we'll move on to Landon Pembleton. Now, he comes from Dominion with the most experience at the track. He's the defending late model stock track champion there, where he won 10 races in just 17 starts. That's a pretty dominant season.
Okay, and Stephen Nasty, he's a fan favorite, has had quite a start to the season despite passing 43 cars in his first 2 races at New Smyrna. Nasty started 31st and moved all the way up to 5th. At Five Flags Speedway, he started 21st and finished 4th. If Nasty can qualify up front, he'll be very tough to beat in this race.
That was my thought there of just imagine if he started up front, run away from him.
Exactly.
Now, the last one, all fans, if you're a NASCAR fan, you should be familiar with the name anyway, Jake Garcia. He comes into Dominion having several podium finishes in his last 2 starts with the Appalachian Sucker Punch ASA Stars National Tour. He has a win in the All-American 400 at Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway and a 2nd place finish there at Five Flags Speedway in that Sunshine State 200. As I said, Garcia is also competing in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series and coming off a 3rd place finish at Martinsville Speedway. So that's where I say not just experience on these short tracks, but at a truck series level from the NASCAR side, I think he could be one that's tough to beat.
Yes, indeed. So those are the drivers for you to keep your eye on in this ASA Stars Tour at Dominion Raceway. Now, fans unable to attend in person are able to watch the Appalachian Sucker Punch 250 live via tracktv.com. They provide full flag-to-flag coverage of the event, and you can watch it there. If you want to get tickets, you can go to Dominion Raceway's website, and you can get tickets to go to that race at that website. So definitely some good racing in this ASA Stars National Tour. And we always talk about the ARCA Menards Series being the ladder into NASCAR's top 3. This is the ladder into the ARCA Menards Series, where you can see these drivers. And some of these, just like in the ARCA Menards or some of the other series, they're regulars that race the ASA Stars National Tour.
That's right. And to see some of them come back or still run it on a part-time schedule when they're available, such as Jake Garcia's, the truck series aren't racing this weekend. Just great publicity and all around tying the sport together. I know I've had a grin on my face several times today already, but you said something about if you want to get tickets. Well, I was like, well, I want to. And Jackson rained out, but I know I haven't done a Google search, but Virginia is probably a little long of a drive to even think about it. But you know me, I think about it. I don't always necessarily do it, but I think about it. I would love to go to Dominion and watch that race, but I think I'll have to stay closer to home.
Okay. Well, you never know. If you do, let us know.
Right.
Okay. Well, unless you have something else to add, I think that completes our preview for the Tucson race for the ARCA West Series, as well as the Dominion race for the ASA Stars National Tour.
Now, hopefully we got fans informed as to what's going on in these 2 races, as well as excited about it, because I certainly am, and I know Sharon, it doesn't take much for either one of us to get real excited, but hopefully it brought some of that excitement to the fans here. So next up, I believe we're going to move on to the NASCAR Cup Series.
at Darlington Speedway. So yes, we are looking forward to seeing you in the next video. And we hope you enjoy the weekend of racing. Take care, everybody.